Hello, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. So, the question of the day is my HVAC guy ripping me off? Chances are good that he's probably not. We'll get to that more here in just a minute. I'll tell you why. But a little bit about me. I've been selling HVAC equipment for about 25 years, and I don't claim to know it all, but I know quite a bit about the industry. And I see a lot of folks out there with the same questions over and over. They don't know who to trust or who to talk to about it. So I thought, I'll look out here and see if there's a video online that maybe would help folks out. And what I notice is everybody's trying to sell you something. So, with that being said, I don't work for anybody. I'm not in the industry anymore. So, I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm just here to help. So, if I can answer some questions for you, that's great. If you've got any questions that I don't cover here, feel free to put them in the comments and I will definitely get back to you. So, am I getting ripped off? Like I said, probably not. And the reason I say that is because just like everything else in America anyway, and I'm sure around the world, the prices of everything has gone absolutely crazy. And the HVAC industry has taken a especially bigger hit just because of the way the timing was with COVID and all that. The EPA steps in about every 5 years and makes all the equipment manufacturers retool everything and do things more efficiently. So they put out more efficient air conditioners and all that. So with that being said, when COVID hit, it was right in the middle of that 5 year period. And when we came out of it, everybody had that supply chain issue. And the HVAC industry was in the same boat as everybody else. But then it was so close to that time that the EPA was going to step in that all the manufacturers, once they were allowed to fire back up and catch things up, they didn't. They said, we're not going to do anything until these new rules come down. So all the surplus inventory got sold off, and the demand for equipment went crazy, and it just was hard for anybody to find anything. So that drove the price absolutely through the roof. And so, like I said, I used to deal with this on a daily basis, and some of the prices that I was seeing come through my office just shocked me. And so I know it's got to shock the average guy, the homeowner that doesn't deal with this every day. So that's a little bit about me. So one of the things that I can tell you about why you're not getting ripped off, just besides the pricing increase, the things you can look for is what I always tell people: get 3 quotes. Um, Companies that have been around for any length of time are used to dealing with insurance claims and that type of thing. So insurance companies are always going to require you to get a couple of quotes. That's just a way to keep them honest, and you can see if one guy's just gouging the heck out of you and the other two are right on about the same money. All three of them are going to be high, I guarantee it. So that's something to look for. And then the other thing to look for is, what companies are you getting to quote? Are they companies that have been around for a long time? They've got trucks and guys in uniforms, and they got a lot more overhead than the company that's only been around for a couple of years. That can be a good thing and a bad thing as well. If you go with the company that's been there for a long time, they're going to be there in the middle of the night when you need them to fix a problem. They've got more staff, they got more tools, more everything. The fly-by-night guy may not even be in business when you need their help down the road. So just something to consider with that. But then getting back to their quotes that they actually put out, the differences in those quotes can be kind of hard to pick up on as well. So the branding really doesn't matter what brand of units that they're selling you. Most of the companies that are out here, I'd say all of the companies that are out here, have been putting furnaces out for a long time. They don't want to put out bad product, or they're not going to be in business very long. So it really comes down to what brand people like the most. And I always tell people it's almost like the Chevy and Ford. One guy leans hard on the Ford, or the other guy prefers Chevy. Truth be known, both companies have been in business forever, and they're going to be here 50 years from now. They don't put out bad stuff. They all have their issues, but at the end of the day, they're all about the same. And that's the same with furnaces as well. And one thing I will say about furnaces and air conditioners, they all have each brand will have their Cadillac model that'll have all the bells and whistles, be the most efficient thing on the market. Then they'll have their contractor grade, which is more middle of the road. And then they all have their budget brand as well. So even if you get a quote from somebody from two different companies that have the same equipment and one's higher than the other, ask them what they're selling you. Are you selling me the budget brand here, or are you trying to sell me all the bells and whistles? Because that makes a big difference. They both have their pluses and minuses as far as that goes, paying for the Cadillac model compared to the budget brand, but we can cover that in another video. So with that being said, you can kind of look at the companies, what size they are, what equipment that they're selling you, and if you can just compare three of them together, they're going to weed themselves out, and you're going to know very quickly who's trying to rip you off and who's trying to sell you something that will actually work. I'm going to try to keep this video short, so if that answered any of your questions, hopefully it did and is helpful. And if it was helpful, please like and subscribe to the channel, and I'm going to continue to put out some videos and hopefully help some folks, especially if you're going to be a do-it-yourselfer type guy and want to find out how you can replace your system on your own and cut out the HVAC guys. So there's ways around that. So like I said, if you enjoy the video, please like and subscribe to the channel, and I will put out another video very soon. Thank you.